So LA Knight was booked as a guy who did not give a. He said, "I'll smack Uncle Howdy. I'll smack Bray Wyatt. I don't care which. I don't care who you are. I'll smack both of you."
One place that everyone has said that Cody could kind of get back on track in terms of the world title picture is Money in the Bank, which we have in a couple of months' time. Will you be in the O2 going to Money in the Bank?
I hope so. I've been. I angled my boy in an AMAC, Alex McCarver. AMAC,
wink, wink, nod, nod.
Yeah, because before there was a time when he went to his show. He goes, "Oh, you should have let me know." I was like, "Man, you know what I'm saying, bro. You know, I don't want to be saying it out loud. I want to hear the offer first." Kind of like with rest things, I've been waiting for the offer to come to the studio. Like, come on,
you're
guys,
coming. Don't worry.
I bet like. I don't know if you see me, bro. I really
you're making me feel guilty. Don't worry, you're coming. We're seeing you, my bro.
Money in the Bank and Cody. No.
Oh, you don't think Cody should win it?
Unless they do this. Unless Cody wins it and he goes, regardless of who's the champion, I'm challenging that next year WrestleMania. Then I'm cool with that.
So almost like the Rob Van Dam kind of telling everyone when you're going to cash in.
Listen, yeah, because it seems like a kind of thing Cody Rhodes would do. Honorable Cody. I don't want to sneak up on you. I want to do it to your face. Roman, if you're still champion, that's like a great caveat.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I won't touch you for the rest of the year or whatever. If I still see you next year, me and you for Mania, something like that. Yeah, Philadelphia, see the brotherly love, all that kind of stuff. Hype it up. In that way, cool. But not in a traditional way of like, what, he beats Roman? Like, he can.
Not a sneak attack.
I don't mind anyone else doing it, but for Cody's story, it wouldn't go well for him. It'll be a flop.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Obviously, from what the news outlets have been saying, LA Knight is the front runner to win Money in the Bank. Now, me personally, I haven't really got I like LA Knight. Especially the character more so than the wrestling side of things. I think I'm still kind of warming up to that.
No, listen, people lying to themselves. If you watch Eli Drake, you know how Eli Drake can wrestle. My guy can do moves on the top rope as well.
Yeah, I'm not doubting he can wrestle. I just think his style isn't like, I haven't just warmed up to it. I don't think he's a bad wrestler at all. I just haven't warmed up to the style. I'm too much invested in the character. I would say the character work.
Let me talk to you.
Yeah. So him being a front runner just because of what he can do as a heel with that briefcase, I've imagined it already. I'm invested in that. But I'm not sure. Okay, put it this way. With Triple H taking control of things now, quote unquote.
He's not in control. He's the new Bruce Pritchard. He's like, here you go, sir. This is what we've written for you.
Yeah, cut it off.
Put Omos in that match. I like Omos, but this is the kind of thing Vince would do.
Yeah, no, you're correct. So this is what I'm thinking. Like, ideally, to especially to restore some, prestige to that Money in the Bank match. I don't necessarily want to see anyone in there that I don't believe is going to become or can become a WWE champion. And as great as LA Knight is, I don't believe he will be like the next WWE champion if he is to win the briefcase.
You know why? You answer your own question. Why? Because of WrestleMania. Exactly. Had Cody won it, you'd have had exactly. If Cody had won it, you'd have been like, potentially. Because there's nothing stopping like LA Knight having like a week title, like 1 week title reign, and then Cody goes rematch and beats him in 2 seconds or whatever and gets the title back. Like a Miz reign, because it's kind of like, at least he won the title. It wasn't that long, but at least he could put that on his cap.
CV,
You know what I'm saying? So I felt like had Cody been champion, that would have opened doors for many challengers. The issue is because Roman Reigns, and you're like, there's no way. Nearly 3 years as champion, they're gonna end that for a guy that Vince thought, you're gonna be a manager for a modeling agency.
You know? That's exactly it. Like I just. As great as LA Knight is, like, I just feel like if he's to win it, especially with, like you're saying, with his current regime, and we don't really know who's in charge and who's really invested.
Well, we know who's in charge, pal.
Yeah, it's just like, what are they going to do? Like, I'm sick of seeing fluffed cash-ins or people cashing in for something other than the world title. Like, and I just don't believe LA Knight is the next guy. Like.
So for me, I don't think he's the next guy for many reasons. Because Vince McMahon, for as old as he is, he's a hypocrite. My guy won't retire. So if you look old, or if you got old age, they ain't gonna push you. So there's an exception to the rule. A lot of people need to remember AJ Styles was late 30s when he got pushed. LA Knight is in his early 40s. Bobby Lashley was different because Bobby Lashley was previously a WWE, young boy. In their mind, is that you're one of ours. You went to do some seasoning and you're back, and we're gonna give you what we originally envisioned for you. It took them a while to actually figure out what they wanted in terms of character presentation. But it's also weird for me to say that because technically LA Knight is their young boy as well. Slate Randall, NXT, that was his name. Yeah, exactly. Technically, he's one of their boys, but Vince has to treat him like one. It's kind of when EC3
Vince probably didn't know he was there, to be fair.
Kind of like EC3, you're like,
what was his name again?
Derek Bateman. Yeah, exactly. So I think that's what it is. Had he come back as Derek Bateman, then we would have pushed him. He's like EC3. I don't know who that is. You know what I'm saying? So with LA Knight, he's a former young boy, but because he did not make a dent in the developmental. He's one of those names because I know him more from Impact Wrestling, being part of the Rising with Drew McIntyre and Tangaloa when he was Micah. That's what I know him from. And then I was shocked at the charisma he showed after the group broke up. I'm like, this has been in this guy the whole time. You could tell he'd been watching a lot of Rock promos or wherever it was, but he looked like an amalgamation of The Rock and Stone Cold put together with his own little spice. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is he's so talented. If he did win the title, it would be short-lived. Never say never. You never thought Jinder would be champion. You never thought Miz would be two-time champion. You never thought Bobby Lashley would end up winning the title twice as well. There's certain things they surprised us in. So they're very good at, like, you got a bingo card and you think you can guess everything. You're like, no, pal. I just decided on the whim, like, LA Knight's going to win.
Yeah, tonight's his night sort of thing.
So I can also almost see it like a Sandow thing where that's going to be the peak. Like, he'll be known as, here's a former Mr. Money in the Bank. Crickets after that because they got nothing else for him after that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, which I think will be disappointing because right now, like the Bray Wyatt LA Knight stuff, like even Bray Wyatt, that's a whole nother conversation. But I feel like LA Knight really took that opportunity and just shot himself into where he is now, and people love him, and it's almost like, well, why do you love me? Because I didn't really. Like he sold himself. No, 100%. He sold himself. Like, but I mean, in terms of the feud didn't really come to much of anything.
No,
but LA Knight just took the opportunity.
You know why? I love that feud into the match. This is why I love the feud into the match. It was the fact that he was so oblivious to the danger he was in. He was still talking smack. I went to people. Yeah, one of the reasons why Seth Rollins' babyface run got massacred with the Fiend feud is because they had him in the corner. Stone Cold would never do that in the corner with Kane. You know what I'm saying? If you're a babyface, you're meant to be a badass. So LA Knight was booked as a guy who did not give a shit. He said, "I'll smack Uncle Howdy. I'll smack Bray Wyatt. I don't care who you are. I'll smack both of you." Yeah, exactly. So you like that? This guy is boisterous. He's getting beaten up every week. But he's coming back like, you know what? He's like, where are you at?
No fear at all. You're right.
No fear. I called it like he's like a jock in a high school film. You're like, no, it's a slasher film. Don't go through the door. But he's too stupid to understand he's gonna get stabbed. But he's still gonna do his business. So that's what I like about LA Knight is the fact that he got to be he get to show that he was tough. He wasn't like a coward, because that would have made the feud for me suck. Like, oh, he's scared of the spooky stuff. That would have made you laugh, or you say, oh, it's annoying. LA Knight's getting buried. He's scared of the dark. Vince was in charge. He pisses his pants when the lights close off. That's something weird like that. Just humiliate him. But Triple H allowed him to look tough, and that's why he came out of the feud looking great, because he mimicked Bray Wyatt, did a great impression, and he just took a lot of smack, and that's why he got over. I love the feud because of him.
I think there's especially with this brand split coming up, if they send him over to Raw, which I tend to quote as the more entertainment based show, where SmackDown is more like the wrestling show, he might get a lot of love on Raw. He'd definitely be one, a good one for the TV crowd. I just think Money in the Bank is a bit too early to be involving him in that conversation.
Don't say that. What, he needs an adversity. He loses all the time.
No. I don't think he needs, he needs to win. That's one thing for sure. Like, for me, I think putting him in the match wouldn't hurt. I just feel like to restore, and it's not a him thing. I think it's just more of Money in the Bank and how it's been used in recent years.
Bro, you have to understand.
Store it back to
This is why I want LA to win. If it's not him, who? Do you know what I'm saying? At least with him, you'd have promos, threaten cash in, failing every week or whatever.
He would be fantastic with that. I'm not even doubting that.
You know why? Because the reason why I say that is because at this moment, whoever wins has no chance. Unless it's one of the new guys, unless it's like, Braun Breaker, Carmelo or Hayes, you're like, potentially. Heck, if it's Solo, you'll be like, okay, I can see what they're trying to cook. If it's Jey Uso, okay, I see what they're trying to cook. But if it's outside anyone from his own bloodline, I don't believe it. Do you know what I'm saying? So if I don't believe it, I'd rather give it to someone we do like for us to have that, misbelieving. You're like, okay, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Let's enjoy the fact that he won. But you also have to remember, Vince has a habit of booking Money in the Bank winners as losers. So the booking and the change, he'll win, but he still lose. And one day he decides, you know what, you're just going to beat.
Yeah, you're right.